from Johns Hopkins University. More than 40 million confirmed coronavirus cases worldwide, more than 8.2 million of those here in the U.S., now more than 220,000 American lives lost.
That's right. And Jen, now we're obviously 2 weeks away from Election Day. And as this is happening, coronavirus cases are rising. So people have a lot of concerns and questions about going to the polls, standing in those lines. What's the latest on how to minimize your risk of infection voting?
I mean, those are some real issues, and the CDC has offered guidelines on it. So let's take a look. First of all, we have to remember that there are a lot of people working the polls, not just going to vote. So this applies to everyone. Masking, distancing, disinfecting the surfaces, incredibly important. Then they offer some practical tips, like consider voting during off-peak times. Obviously, taking advantage of early voting is definitely a good idea. And know the ballot in advance to save time. How many times do we get into that booth and then we start reading and it can take time? And lastly, if you are at risk, consider asking a friend to hold your place in line until your place is next, and then come in and do it. I think that's a good practical tip.
And that's a good friend to hold your place in line there.
Absolutely.
But once you get in there, what are you supposed to do inside the polling station? What, is this still the same common sense stuff?
Well, we've talked about it before, TJ, especially as the weather changes. Ventilation is key. So doors and windows ideally kept open, HVAC running, masks on is very important. And then something that we've talked about in the past, but you're not hearing a lot in terms of the election, keep your voice down. Silent. Don't talk a lot. We've heard at choirs and singing and yelling, greater chance of projecting those viral particles, potentially even with a mask on. So silence is golden.
Don't get into a political argument at the polling station.
Absolutely not, but we can all do our part for sure.
All right, Dr. Ashton, thank you so much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.